Their conversion.
Yeah, and this is a team that has showed that they can really take control of the game, the dynamic with their possession stats. And you see there, 54% possession, 17 shots, but only 4 of those on target. And the one goal that they were able to convert was a penalty. So this is a team that has all the quality to do it, but can they be more clinical when it matters? And can that decision-making be cleaner? You see here, Chirim, she's driving forward. She looks up. She has 3 players that she can play this ball to that will have a better option on goal, but instead she opts to shoot from distance, doesn't cause anything dangerous. Same with Paquin, the execution here. Is she striking? Is she trying to play a little chip ball over the top? Isn't able to quite execute it. This is a perfect example of what needs to happen with decision-making being quicker. You see here, Bennett's open. That decision needs to be made quicker. It needs to be executed quicker. And then this is an example of what they can do when they put that final piece of the puzzle together. Bennett with a great strike off the top, off the crossbar.
Elise Bennett is their number 9, the figurehead of the attack. 6 goals this season and has scored in both games against Vancouver so far this season. This is how Bennett fits into the Montreal Roses starting lineup. Just one change in a 3-4-2-1 formation. You see Bennett there at the top of your screen. That one change, by the way, it's an opportunity for Noemi Paquin to come in following the departure of Che Rim, but still no Lisa Paczerski. She's not fit to play in this match as the Roses look for goals today. Tanya, good to see you again. A slightly different role for you today, but we were talking to the coach yesterday and he said, you'll play anywhere for this team. So a different challenge, but exciting, I guess, for you today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. He pulled me aside to let me know that I'm going to be playing a different role, and I said, okay, I would play goalkeeper if you said, but I'm happy to take on a new role. I think it gives a different perspective of the pitch, and yeah, I'm excited to try new things and pull out different strengths that I haven't been using, playing more out wide than central on the pitch.
Well, let's see if it works out for you today. Now, Montreal, you want to get back to winning ways. It's been a little bit tricky recently. Tell me about the confidence throughout the locker room.
Confidence stays the same, to be honest. I think practices have been really good. We've been obviously working on trying to score some more goals and getting the result because we have the ball a lot of the times, but now it's to stay in the upper half and try and get some more final acts.
Tanya, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the champions, the Vancouver Rise, Jess. 3 games without a win, and the classic soccer phrase, a game of 2 halves in their last appearance.
I would say that the entirety of their season has been a bit of a lack of consistency, right? So you see in their last match against Toronto, that's a perfect example of what they've been struggling with. First half stats versus second half stats. 7 shots, 3 on target in the first half. 56% possession in the second half, but 0 shots. So there was a massive drop off, and we're going to see it here, Nigel. In this first clip, you could tell how bad Vancouver wanted it. Jessie Filippo does everything she can to be able to win this ball. Boom. Now they're back in the attacking half. Abdu needs to be able to finish this. Bounces back out to Di Filippo. She isn't able to quite keep it down. Might have been a little shocked that it ended up rolling back to her. And this is another example here, taking advantage of what Toronto wasn't doing right. They had gaps, and Abdu takes advantage and gets another shot on goal. But when you look in the second half, the execution of that final pass, this needs to be cleaner. It needs to be in the box. You have runners. Can you find them? But instead, they're not able to get that into the box. And then in this final example, this is a great ball through. They look up, but they're not able to play the ball that's needed to the right foot of Di Filippo. Instead, she has to reach in the distance, and nothing comes from it.
Montrealer by birth, Latifa Abdu back on home territory, surrounded by family and friends, hoping to upset the Montrealers today, but 4 games without a goal so far for Latifa Abdu. But she leads the line today alongside fellow Montrealers Anais Ularbi and Jess Di Filippo in a 3-4-3 formation, and 4 changes, by the way, to this Rise starting lineup. First start of the season in goal for Kirsten Tynan, Yuka Akamoto into the back line, Josie Longhurst into midfield, and Jamie Perreault will be banging on down the right-hand side in a 3-4-3 formation. Tori, thanks for joining us. Another big game today for both teams who've found the going a little difficult in recent weeks. What's been the build-up to this game like through the week?
Yeah, honestly, we prepare for every game kind of similarly. I think they're all very important in this league. It's important to pick up points every single week. It's a long season, and with all the teams, quite close together, I think we look towards every game as a must-win game. But yeah, the focus has just been on ourselves and how we can do the most as a team to pick up 3 points today.
You have to make some changes for today's lineup. Is that disruptive, or do you just embrace the challenge and get on with it?
Yeah, look, that's football, right? you come across these things week in, week out, and as footballers and professionals, you know, we adapt to these things. And yeah, we have a really talented squad and we have depth within our squad, so no matter the, you know, the challenges that we face week in, week out, we know we have people in these roles that can do the job. So yeah, some changes, but you know, that's all a part of it. We have 11 players on the field ready to go, and you know, some game changers who are ready to come on as well. So yeah, we're excited. It's another opportunity to pick up points, and we'll go from there.
We're excited to see the game. Tori, thanks for your time. Enjoy the game.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
It is week 11 of the Northern Super League. These are the current standings. Well, if Tori gets her wish, then the Rise would move above Toronto into 4th place today. Montreal Roses, you see there, in 2nd place, but 4 points behind the Ottawa Rapid. Of course, a victory for the home team today would put a little bit of pressure on the team from the capital.
what they sleep on. You tuck them in. Meet me at the top. If you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making. Thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining. It's happening.
Greetings from La Belle Provence, where we're all set for a heavyweight clash in the Northern Super League, presented by BMO, official bank of the NSL. Welcome to Laval as the Montreal Roses tackle the Vancouver Rise. Both are proven winners, but both eager to return to winning ways. The Roses have struggled on home turf. The Rise have found goals in short supply, but that could all change today at Stade Boreal. I am Nigel Reid, and I'm alongside former Canadian Youth International Jessica Lisi. Jess, let's talk about Montreal to start with. You've unearthed some troubling stats. I'm talking about chances created versus their conversion.
Yeah, and this is a team that has showed that they can really take control of the game, the dynamic, with their possession stats. And you see there, 54% possession, 17 shots, but only 4 of those on target. And the one goal that they were able to convert was a penalty. So this is a team that has all the quality to do it, but can they be more clinical when it matters? And can that decision-making be cleaner? You see here, Chirim, she's driving forward. She looks up. She has 3 players that she can play this ball to that will have a better option on goal, but instead she opts to shoot from distance, doesn't cause anything dangerous. Same with Paquin, the execution here. Is she striking? Is she trying to play a little chip ball over the top? Isn't able to quite execute it. This is a perfect example of what needs to happen with decision making being quicker. You see here, Bennett's open. That decision needs to be made quicker. It needs to be executed quicker. And then this is an example of what they can do when they put that final piece of the puzzle together. Bennett with a great strike off the top, off the crossbar.
Elise Bennett is their number 9, the figurehead of the attack. 6 goals this season and has scored in both games against Vancouver so far this season. This is how Bennett fits into the Montreal Roses starting lineup. Just one change in a 3-4-2-1 formation. You see Bennett there at the top of your screen. That one change, by the way, it's an opportunity for Noemi Paquin to come in following the departure of Che Rim, but still no Lisa Paczerski. She's not fit to play in this match as the Roses look for goals today. Tanya, good to see you again. A slightly different role for you today, but we were talking to the coach yesterday and he said, you'll play anywhere for this team. So a different challenge, but exciting, I guess, for you today.
Yeah, I'm really excited. He pulled me aside to let me know that I'm going to be playing a different role, and I said, okay, I would play goalkeeper if you said, but I'm happy to take on a new role. I think it gives a different perspective of the pitch, and yeah, I'm excited to try new things and pull out different strengths that I haven't been using, playing more out wide than central on the pitch.
Well, let's see if it works out for you today. Now, Montreal, you want to get back to winning ways. It's been a little bit tricky recently. Tell me about the confidence throughout the locker room.
Confidence stays the same, to be honest. I think practices have been really good. We've been obviously working on trying to score some more goals and getting the result because we have the ball a lot of the times, but now it's to stay in the upper half and try and get some more final acts.
Tanya, thanks so much for your time. Good luck today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about the champions, the Vancouver Rise, Jess. 3 games without a win. And the classic soccer phrase, a game of 2 halves in their last appearance.
I would say that the entirety of their season has been a bit of a lack of consistency, right? So you see in their last match against Toronto, that's a perfect example of what they've been struggling with. First half stats versus second half stats. 7 shots, 3 on target in the first half. 56% possession in the second half, but 0 shots. So there was a massive drop off, and we're going to see it here, Nigel. In this first clip, you could tell how bad Vancouver wanted it. Jessie Filippo does everything she everything she can to be able to win this ball. Boom, now they're back in the attacking half. Abdu needs to be able to finish this, bounces back out to DiFilippo. She isn't able to quite keep it down. Might have been a little shocked that it ended up rolling back to her. And this is another example here, taking advantage of what Toronto wasn't doing right. They had gaps, and Abdu takes advantage and gets another shot on goal. But when you look in the second half, the execution of that final pass, this needs to be cleaner. It needs to be in the box. You have runners. Can you find them? But instead, they're not able to get that into the box. And then in this final example, this is a great ball through. They look up, but they're not able to play the ball that's needed to the right foot of DiFilippo. Instead, she has to reach in the distance, and nothing comes from it.
Montrealer by birth, Latifa Abdu back on home territory, surrounded by family and friends, hoping to upset the Montrealers today, but 4 games without a goal so far for Latifa Abdu. But she leads the line today alongside fellow Montrealers Anais Ularbi and Jess DiFilippo in a 3-4-3 formation, and 4 changes, by the way, to this Rise starting lineup. First start of the season in goal for Kirsten Tynan, Yuka Akamoto into the back line, Josie Longhurst into midfield, and Jamie Perreault will be banging on down the right-hand side in a 3-4-3 formation. Tori, thanks for joining us. Another big game today for both teams who've found the going a little difficult in recent weeks. What's been the build-up to this game like through the week?
Yeah, honestly, we prepare for every game kind of similarly. I think they're all very important in this league. It's important to pick up points every single week. It's a long season, and with all the teams, quite close together, I think we look towards every game as a must-win game. But yeah, the focus has just been on ourselves and how we can do the most as a team to pick up 3 points today.
You have to make some changes for today's lineup. Is that disruptive, or do you just embrace the challenge and get on with it?
Yeah, look, that's football, right? You come across these things week in, week out, and as footballers and professionals, we adapt to these things. And yeah, we have a really talented squad, and we have depth within our squad. So no matter the challenges that we face week in, week out, we know we have people in these roles that can do the job. So yeah, some changes, but that's all a part of it. We have 11 players on the field ready to go, and some game changers who are ready to come on as well. So yeah, we're excited. It's another opportunity to pick up points, and we'll go from there.
We're excited to see the game. Tori, thanks for your time. Enjoy the game.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
It is week 11 of the Northern Super League. These are the current standings. Well, if Tori gets her wish, then the Rise would move above Toronto into 4th place today. Montreal Roses, you see there, in 2nd place, but 4 points behind the Ottawa Rapid. Of course, a victory for the home team today would put a little bit of pressure on the team from the capital. Teams are on their way out at Stade Boreal. Sunny afternoon, 27 Celsius. We will have hydration breaks. Kickoff is just around the corner. Stay tuned.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO.
First game. First whistle. First goal. First jersey. First autograph. First favorite player. First away game. First big win. First time thinking, that's gonna be me. Firsts help us move forward together. Toyota, founding partner of the first professional women's soccer league in Canada.
We are deep into stoppage time. Oh, they must be careful here. Oh, no! But hang on, they are checking it. It's going to be in the hands of the VAR. The goal has been reversed! field.
It is week 11 of the Northern Super League. That is Anaya Sulabi, a Montrealer, born in Algeria, playing for the Vancouver Rise, and been playing out of her skin in the last couple of games. She's really brought her A game, 2 goals in her last 2 appearances, and she's basically now just picking herself.
Yeah, she's really worked her way into this starting 11. She's one of the darlings of the team, as Coach Heiner Muller put it, so I'm excited to see what she can bring to today's match.
Montreal Roses against the Vancouver Rise. Montreal in their traditional home kit of pink and blue. It's the all black of Vancouver Rise, who will attack the goal to your left in this first half. Early opportunity perhaps for the home team. Tanya Boychuk forced out wide, or not forced out wide, but asked by her coach to play a different position today. As you heard, she's relishing the challenge. Her essentially a right wing back, but we know that she works so hard. I've always been impressed by what Boychuk does in terms of helping out, and scores goals as well.
Yeah, she's very mobile and she's very fluid, both in attack, and she does what she needs to do defensively as well. She's not the player that's afraid to have to run back into her own 18 to make a defending tackle if that's what's needed from her. So not surprised to hear her response and being put into a new role. That's what her team is looking for today from her, and I guarantee you she will have a great match, because that is what Tanya Boychuk's all about. She leaves everything out there every time she's on the pitch.
Our referee is Anne-Marie Canwell from Quebec. Fourth official is Miriam Marcotte. It'll be a free kick on halfway to the visitors. Robert Rositu, Montreal Roses head coach. Really interesting chat with him yesterday, because he's just come back from doing his pro licenses. He's missed the last couple of games, and he was talking about his assistant, Maurice Bard-Martel, and openly says, I don't want to be doing this job in a couple of years. I want somebody to take over from me, and I want that to be a woman.
Yeah, and you know what? She stepped up to the plate, and Maurice is actually a former teammate of mine, and she was such a great leader back. We played together at Memphis. She was a senior goalkeeper. I came in as a freshman, and she was a great leader back then. It's not shocking to see her stepping into a role and doing it so well. She definitely has those leadership qualities, so if that role does go to her, it would definitely be in the right hands.
Just off the back of Ulabi and into touch. On the visiting bench, Anja Heiner Muller, Denmark, who of course led her team to glory in November last year, but she's been far from satisfied in recent weeks. She does set a high bar, and she expects her players to live up to their billing.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a coach in this league, when we speak to them, that they don't say that there's this super high bar that they have set for their team, because they know the quality that's within it, and it's just a matter of being able to find that consistency from game to game and also within the same match, which is what we spoke about highlighting for the Vancouver Rise pregame, Nigel. That is what they have to work on. Can they start and finish the exact same way, and can that be on a high note?
Third meeting of the season between these two, and both of them have been at Stade Boreal, and both marked and punctuated by plenty of goals early in the season. Montreal bombarded Vancouver 4-0 on that occasion. Then the Rise came back at the end of the month, and it was a real ding-dong battle, which the Rise finally won by 3-2, with Jess DeFilippo scoring the winner with 4 minutes left. So 9 goals between them in 2 games this season. Kirsten Tynan playing a little football on the edge of the penalty area.
We know that one of Montreal's strengths is the way they flood you defensively. Tynan getting out of this with a little bit of a cheeky move there. Risky as well, with Bennett being the player that's driving at her. Obviously, Elise Bennett has been somebody that's key. 6 goals for the Roses, so not necessarily the player you want to try to deke out inside your 18-yard box, but it worked, and it was very fluid, I might say.
All goalkeepers think they can play football. Some can play football better than others, but great credit to the confidence and self-belief of Tynan there. Bearing in mind this is her season debut, she only made 1 appearance for Vancouver. That was back in 2025. 24-year-old from North Vancouver, who's had to bide her time, but finally gets her opportunity to wear the gloves and protect the Rise goal today. Offside is the call. 7 previous games between these two, and you really can't split them. 3 wins for Montreal, 3 for Vancouver, and just 1 tie since the inauguration of the Northern Super League back in the spring of 2025. Forward looking for Bennett again. And, Charlie Tumeth in the middle of that back 3, following that worrying injury to Jessica Cowett last weekend, who fell awkwardly, broke her collarbone, and she's going to be out conservatively for a couple of months.
Yeah, not the best of news for the Rise. They've really struggled, specifically with their center backs staying healthy. But, you know, this is, as you heard Tumeth say in the pregame, it's a matter of calling on that depth and knowing that they can step up to the plate when needed.
A little bit of room on that left-hand side for Evelyn Badu, the Ghanaian. Trying to work her way infield. But easily intercepted in their own third of the field by the Vancouver Rise, both of them playing a back 3. Mia Pante was a late challenge and a fairly obvious free kick for the visitors.
See the mentality of Badu as she switches pace and just comes across, but reaches for that ball, and instead of making contact, actually just catches Pante. As clear-cut foul as there is.
Badu just getting a shortish lecture from Anne-Marie Canwell. So Tumeth, the Australian, wearing the armband for the Vancouver Rise, the goalkeeper. Yaka needs to be a little careful, played her way out of trouble. Early touch for Latifa Abdou. And there could be trouble here for Vancouver, but unfortunately, just overreaching there, I think, was Larby. Just a slightly heavy first touch, and Anna Karpenko came and smothered. Badu, strong in possession, and gets shoved over by Megan Sauvé.
See, this is exactly what you want to see from the Vancouver Rise. They have a lot of success when they play these little through balls. But Ularbi, that first touch, just getting away from her, a little bit out of character for her, as we know that she does have a great first touch. She does have some great feet. But those opportunities, playing that ball in behind and recognizing when they're on, is going to be massive for the Rise.
So free kick for the Roses. Hakan and Chloe Minas considering their options. Temporary 2-person wall. As Tynan prepares for incoming. It is Pacan to curl it towards the back post. It's bobbling around. Suggestion of handball. And behind it goes.
See Seto go to that final moment. You do see a handball. Goes off of her elbow.
The referee decided that the arm was not in an unnatural position. It is a corner nonetheless. That's maybe something to debate at half-time. Pacan to take the set piece. Referee having a word. Touch tied is fine, but no bear hugging is usually the lecture that goes on there. So we reset as Pacan prepares to deliver from the far side. Keeper stays at home. Abdou gives chase. Montreal pick it up and keep it in. That's good industry by Bennett, I think. To track back. Sauvé.
And that never give up attitude is something that Elise Bennett also has. It's not that she's only that player that can score goals in and around the 18, but you see she's not able to get that corner back across goal, and instead of giving up on it and maybe having a bit of frustration for herself, she immediately does what she has to do, gets back defensively and wins the ball back for her team.
Chauvet left-footed forward again. Looking to get the ball into the danger zone. It's Hayley Whitaker, took a deflection. Wins the corner. Good industry from Whitaker. Again, somewhat unnatural position for her on that left wing-back role. We've seen her play right back and up the right-hand side, but a number of players in unusual positions for them today.
But she's also that player that loves to bomb forward and has that front-footed approach, so now she can cut inside when she is on that left side as a right footer.
Backhand again delivers. Some curl on the ball towards the penalty spot. Repelled and then volleyed back into the danger zone. Body is on the field and offside is the referee's decision. Coming together between Anne-Valérie Seto and Jess DeFilippo. Ball was in the air, it was there to be won, and DeFilippo appears to have come off worse.
We'll take another look at it here. You see DeFilippo just go into backing up, trying to track that ball, ends up going into the back of Seto. I'm not quite sure what part of her made the contact, but she does look to be in a bit of discomfort.
To be fair, both players had eyes for the ball, and
yeah, just a bit of
just
unfortunate.
Ran into the back of Seto there. She appears to be okay. Now, was there a suggestion a few moments ago of a handball? Have another look right here.
Well, there is a motion, it looks like, from her arm to go towards that ball and help to block it. I would say it does look like a handball, but it's also, it's a little bit higher. I'm honestly, it's a tough one. It could go either way.
And against the Roses on that occasion, to the relief, I'm sure, of Kirsten Tynan and others at the back for the Vancouver Rise, who will try and play their way out. Tori Tumeth into the feet of Abdu. That's where she likes it, spends so much of her time as that central striker and being a tall, powerful player, playing back to goal, bringing others in. Tynan clears first time, good distance, but unfortunately the direction was just a little off over the top of Ulabi. So for Montreal, Seto gets us underway again. Lucy Capadonna, where she always is, central figure, back three for the Roses. Sauvé into Minas, central midfield alongside the veteran French player Bilbao. Well, they might have turned it over here in a dangerous position. Ulabi's interested and they need to deal with this. It's a little untidy and Montreal are inviting pressure here. This is Perrault into the penalty area. Couldn't keep it down and had options to her left.
And that's what we broke down in the beginning of the matchup, right? Can you make those decisions and be consistent when you're in that final third? And you see Annabelle win this ball back, play Perrault, who's driving forward. She does have Sauvé beat, and she just skies that. There is options inside the box, many runners, and that's something that Coach Heiner Muller mentioned to us that they're looking for. They want runners in the box at all times, and they did have that. So it's a matter of being able to pick them out and making that right decision when it comes down to it.
Perrault making her first NSL start today. Pante trying to drive it towards the penalty area. Abdu turning and hitting. Instinctive shot. I believe there was an arm raised from the referee, so I don't think it would have counted.
You can see there Abdu just in one swift motion attempting to strike that on frame, but gets under it, isn't quite able to get her hips over top of it and keep it down below the bar.
Well, it's a game that is almost screaming for one of the Vancouver front three to score. As I mentioned in our pre-game Ulabi, Abdu, and De Filippo all have origins and childhood memories from Montreal. Will today be any of their day? Time will tell. Abdu again, little over physical, shrug of the shoulders. Suriyaka at the heart of the Vancouver Rise backline. Relatively quiet opening 15 minutes. Neither goalkeeper yet seriously tested. I just get the feeling this is one of those games where they're just feeling each other out. Chance for Whittaker again down that far side. Wants to get on with it. She's all action, Hayley Whittaker. Wastes not a second. Into the area again. Adu trying to turn. Adu again. Tuma facing up. Adu should be the goalkeeper's catching practice. That'll make Tynan feel a good deal better.
Badu's looking for the cross from that angle. She has to be able to pull it out further from Tynan. She's just able to scoop that up, no problem, no threat. And you know, none of the players having the opportunity to really contest that and potentially get into the back of the net.
Just needed a little bit of curl on that to make the goalkeeper make a decision of whether to stay or whether to come. That's went straight into the arms of Tynan. Needs to be careful here, and Bennett's tracked her down. She's been forced wide. Tynan retreats. Bennett continues. Back for Seto and Capadona. And Sauvé to her left.
Seen it a couple times now, that relentless pressure from Bennett on Tynan, as well as that back line, something Vancouver has to be aware of, and it's something that Coach Heinermuller mentioned to us. She said she knows that this is a team that applies that really aggressive high pressure, and it's something that they're willing to try to play through.
Well, fun fact, I know you love your fun facts, so I'll give you one.
All right, let's hear it.
The 2 meetings previously this season, Elise Bennett has scored the opening goal in both games.
Oh.
But hasn't necessarily ended up on the winning team.
That is a fun fact. Can she do it again today?
Well, we've set it up, so all she has to do is execute now.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. I wonder if she knows. I'm sure she does. All strikers know exactly when they score and who they score against. That's a ball that they've let bounce, and that can be dangerous. And the chance has come, and the chance has been converted, and they really shouldn't have let it bounce in the penalty area. And Evelyn Badu, left-footed, drills it into the corner, and the Roses have the lead in the 18th minute.
It was only a matter of time. We've seen the Roses create chances. They haven't necessarily been able to get on the better end of it, but you see that bounce. Why is nobody attacking this from the Vancouver Rise? Instead, Badu goes in and she does exactly what's needed, wins that ball off the bounce, and then is able to convert and get it into the back of the net. This is well done. This is a well-fought goal.
Evelyn Badu has her second NSL goal of the season, much to the delight of the head coach. I've spoken to so many professional defenders in my time, and they all say one thing: when the ball comes into the penalty area, don't let it bounce. Clear it out, do what you need to do. And Vancouver were hesitant there, and they allowed Badu to win it again. Fine finish. At the other end, meanwhile, Pante for Abdu almost got there, and big interception from Capadona. Badu again. Let's put a smile on the faces of the home fans. I think they were listening to your pre-game analysis that they were creating and not finishing. Well, they've done it now.
They sure have, and they need to continue to do it because there hasn't been enough clinical edge from them in their past matches. So can they do it today? Potentially this is the game that turns things around for them.
First blood to the Roses. 4 games without a win. but a fast start against the Vancouver Rise. Finds Survey, the captain. Natural left footer Survey. Likes to get forward. I think of her more as a natural winger, but is perfectly content to play as part of that back three. Bilbao a little over vigorous and gets a yellow card for delaying the restart, being explained to her, and a player of Bilbao's experience should know that that was coming.
Well, yeah, in these opportunities, you know that if you're in front of the ball, if you're not allowing the play to continue on, a little bit of a push there, it's going to result in a yellow every single time. Not sure why she's surprised that she was on the other end of that yellow card, but yeah, it was as clear cut as they come.
20 minutes gone, 1 goal, 1 yellow card. Montreal on top against the Vancouver Rise. Papadonna needs to be careful, just about, as Abdu was closing in to try and steal it away from her. Karpenko for Survey. Bilbao safety first. Capadona launches it up to halfway. Always there to be won. Pante's interested. Picked up by and about. Now Longhurst. The 4 changes. Josie Longhurst, born in England, represented Wales as a youngster. Suriaka. And tempers rising a little in midfield. Longhurst this time the aggressor.
Longhurst looking to give a helping hand. It was not well received.
So back and face, as they say. And Montreal having got that leg up with the early goal from Badu. No time to take the foot off the pedal. They'll be looking for a second. Driven low into the box, took a couple of deflections and more protests. And all the way through to Tynan. No time to readjust. So took a little deflection, bowls it out. Vancouver want to get out of their own end, and about's going to try and make that happen. Long ball forward. Abdu is onto it, and Karpenko had to improvise and did it really well. Couldn't use her arms, of course, outside the penalty area. De Filippo. And Whitaker might have just felt that challenge as De Filippo was stretching.
We've seen it on a couple occasions now that this long ball and this over-the-top play has been working. Karpenko does well to get her head on that as a last-ditch effort to not allow Abdu to beat her to the ball. But these through balls have been really working for the Rise when they're able to get them done. Now it's about executing that pass with the pace of it, as well as placing it in the direct route of a player like Abdu, so she can get something on it.
Tumeth urging her teammates forward. From Sydney, Australia, Tori Tumeth. Pante got a push in the back from Boychuk, I think.
No protest from Boychuk. She knew that there was something in that.
Pante, natural left footer. And then takes the free kick with her right.
Comedic timing from you, Nigel.
Forward again, it's one for Boychuk to chase. Pante needs to make it and cushions it back for Tynan, who clears up to halfway. Badu, the goal scorer. Seto. Capadonna trying to put a foot on the ball. slow it all down for a moment. Invite Vancouver to come and win it back. This is Minas, and Abdu almost did, and did enough. And to Filippo, and Abdu's got room here. And now it's going to be Olabi. Oh my goodness me, 3 goals in as many games. Montreal didn't clear it, and Ayes Ulabi comes home to Montreal and ties it up at Stade Boreal. It's 1-1.
This is exactly why it's so important to follow up the play and make your runs, even if the ball might not land to your foot. Ularbi is in the right place at the right time. Oh, it's actually called back.
Goal has been disallowed. They are not going back to the centre spot, so there must have been an offside. Or something in the build-up to that goal. It looked clean to me.
I believe it was an offside.
So the celebrations cut short. Bennett pokes it forward. He's waiting for the run, which was never there. Finds its way all the way to Tynan. Yaka, the right-hand side, trying to play it quickly through. Perot will give chase. Karpenko again, playing sweeper-keeper. Anywhere will do in that situation. Forward. Bennett gives chase. Pressure on Yeka.
Some great pressure there from Bennett.
And wins the throw for Montreal.
She started off on the front foot right from that first minute, applying pressure to the back line, to the goalkeeper, not making it easy for them to be able to get out and putting that effort in. You see her make that run and not allow Sarah Yeka to get that ball out of the danger zone.
Hooked forward, but straight out of play. Another Montreal ball as they look to keep the pressure on, level with the edge of the Vancouver penalty area. For Pacan, who manages to get it across goal, and then Yeka, facing her own goal, wasn't sure who was behind her, so hooked it behind for a corner. Well, this is when Vancouver thought they were level. Well, Ulabi finished it beautifully, but the flag came up on the far side and just inches beyond the last defender, offside, and the goal is struck off as Pacan at the other end prepares to take another corner for the Montreal Roses, looking to extend their lead as we approach the half-hour mark. Plenty to aim for Pacan. Towards the near post. Headed clear on the first attempt, back in. Pante ran out of room. So 28 minutes gone, referee's whistle goes. We are going to have a hydration break in each of the halves. It is 27-28 Celsius, down at pitch level probably in the low to mid 30s. And so we will have a hydration break presented by Powerade, and Montreal have their noses in front, Jess.
They do, and I think both these teams are despite being ahead, we've seen Montreal have the ball. They're a team that really thrives in having possession. They like to really impose themselves in the opposition's half. They have a lot of success when they go down flanks and get the ball in and across. I still think that they're capable of a lot more. I do think that they're a team that can be more clean when it comes to that final third. And when you look at Vancouver, they're more so a side that has found success with the balls through and over the top, but they haven't been able to really execute fully.
Okay, let's have a look at the key moment, the goal that Montreal scored. I'm worried about Vancouver's lack of aggression here to try and clear it.
This is where Surayeka has to step up earlier. You see Tumith trying to hold off Bennett, but this ball ultimately is just bouncing in a perfect territory to be able to find the back of the net, and that's exactly what Badu did. She brought the right attitude, she got on that, and ultimately executed when it was necessary.
Evelyn Badu, the goal scorer after 18 minutes. Now, wear your colours loud and wear them proud. Get your hands on the limited edition NSL Pride T-shirt at shop.nsl.ca. That's shop.nsl.ca. I think you'd look kind of good in one of those, Jess. I might get one myself.
Well, you look great in everything, Nigel, so.
You're too kind. You're a terrible liar as well.
I am not a terrible liar because I'm not lying.
So half an hour gone, Anja Heine Muller. Chance to talk to her team, to encourage them to greater levels, try and get that equaliser that they thought they had, certainly before half-time. But for the time being, Montreal Roses hold sway, courtesy of Badu's second NSL goal. This is Lucy Capadona clearing out, but returned with interest. Abdu, first time ball for Jess DeFilippo, who ends up in a heap on the ground, but the move goes on with Perrault double teamed, and Paquin is back there doing some defending but runs it out of play. So Vancouver ball towards the edge of the penalty area. Charlotte Bilbao using her experience and about making a nuisance of herself. It is a Vancouver throw on that far side.
It's well defended from Bilbao.
Well, plenty forward. Those dark jerseys for the Vancouver Eyes. They want the pressure to keep going. DeFilippo trying to turn the corner, unable to do so, and behind for a goal kick. 3 goals and an assist so far this season for Jess DeFilippo. One other stat about her, she also has 4 yellow cards this season. By my reckoning, one more yellow today would mean a 1-game suspension. I'm sure she's not thinking about that, and I'm not here to remind her. Just as well she can't hear me.
I was going to say, luckily she cannot hear you. But she's definitely a player that leaves it all out there, so it's not that surprising of a stat.
She is a combative player and occasionally attracts the interest of the referee's notebook. Up the line, Ulabi trying to keep it in, trying to keep the move going. Seto was strong, and she was legal as well. And Badu is pushed with the ball into touch by Tumeth. And referee just having a word with the Ghanaian there. She was just holding her mouth for a moment, but seems that she's set to continue. Capadona couldn't take it in. Now there might be possibilities here. Shot came in, but DeFilippo couldn't get the purchase on it. She'll be a little disappointed because she had a clear side of goal.
You see how dangerous Abdu is when she applies that pressure. She's always ready to pounce. She looks up, she finds DeFilippo, who's coming at the top of the 18, but doesn't quite strike that ball the way she would like. Not much in it, doesn't test Karpenko at all.
It's funny, we've seen her score spectacular goals over the last year and a half, Jess DeFilippo. Sometimes you try and take it in stride, you make an instinctive decision that you're going to hit it first time. Sometimes the net bulges, and sometimes you're left holding your head. On that occasion, I think the latter. Here's Tumeth for Vancouver Rise, looking for an equaliser before half-time. All the way back for Tynan. In goal today, Morgan McCaslin, regular goalkeeper. Not fit enough to start this game. Talking of players, or key players, missing, we haven't yet mentioned the absence of Quinn again this week. they've missed the last couple of games, and everybody knows how important Quinn is in midfield for the Vancouver Rise.
Well, and then there's also Stanton that was
Yes.
down today due to illness, and you look at across this midfield, and you have Bout, you have Longhurst, you have Perreault, you have Pante, all great players, but also big shoes to fill, as you said, with Quinn out as well as Stanton. So I think that this is a team that really has to step up to the plate today. Can they do it? Can they fill that void? And can they also deal with a very talented and experienced midfield in a player like Bilbao as well as Minas?
Big shoes to fill indeed. 10 minutes to half-time. Yeka for Tumouth, who can play on the right-hand side of the back three. Today on the left. That might change if the score doesn't. Bilbao, again using her experience to just bring it down, control it, buy herself a little bit of time and space. Then swept out to that far side. Whittaker. Montreal threatening again. If they can find the right pass, they can charge down. Now Whittaker takes a deflection, stays in play temporarily. Will be a throw on that far side.
Well, and it's well defended. One of the things that Heiner Muller mentioned to us, one of the many things, was that she wanted them to take care of their box as well as the other box. So we know she'll be very disappointed with that first goal, as you said, Nigel, the ball bouncing in the box, them not being first to it. But in that instance right there, they're not allowing a cross into the box, which is great from the Vancouver Rise. Can they continue to do that? Can they avoid Montreal getting crosses in? Because that is one of the areas in which that they thrive.
Well, that's their job, and if you're playing three at the back, you've got to rely on those wing backs to come back
Certainly
and collapse into a back five, so you've got more numbers defensively. But it's a big ask on a hot day, but that's the day job.
It's a part of it, yeah.
Noemi Paquin has scored in both games against Vancouver so far this season. Both as a sub, by the way, but today in the starting lineup for the Roses. De Filippo looking for Abdou, looking to take it in stride. Away from Sauvé. And they're trying to play their way out, only as far as Longhurst. Still pressure. And then I think it was Bennett back helping out defensively before the foul. And about on Bilbao. Another move of some promise, which eventually came to nothing for the Rise.
Well, you also see that last ball, it was an attempt to play Ularbi, but Ularbi a little bit too overeager, already in an offside position, and ultimately that was where that pass was meant to go, so it doesn't pan out for anything dangerous. But we're seeing how dangerous Abdou truly is when she gets on the ball.
Attempts on goal heavily favor the home team, as you can see. But the one stat that really matters is that one. Roses leading the Rise by Ladou's 18th minute goal.
And for anyone that caught the last matchup between the Rise and Toronto, there was many opportunities in the first half that the Rise should have taken care of. Toronto not having the strongest of defensive showings in that first half, but as the second half shifted, we really saw a different side of Vancouver. They struggled a little bit throughout it.
De Filippo going to spring one of her teammates, but there's nobody in a Vancouver jersey in that area of the field. Easy for Seto and for Karpenko. Capadonna. No great energy, that forward press from Vancouver, but it is, as I say, a very warm day. You've got to manage your energy levels, I guess.
You certainly do, but this is also the time to let the ball do the work for you. So can you move it at pace? Can you force your opponent and manipulate them out of position so that you stretch them, and then they have more running to do, and ultimately that will lead to the tired legs, as you're talking about on a hot day. So can they move the ball with more pace and just move each other around, move them out of position, as we see that Vancouver is sitting in more of that block than they are looking to press
misunderstanding. Pante held her run, and where she would have been is where the ball went. Anja Heinemüller in the shade, having some preliminary thoughts about her half-time team talk. Vancouver ball. Josie Longhurst will make her way forward. Pante for Tumeth. Again, battling with Badu. Just about got the better of it. And given away by Longhurst, and a chance for a counter-attack here. And it's Bennett. Bennett! Goodness me. She knows she should have scored there. She wants a corner. I'm not sure she's going to get one. And not even Tynan could spare her blushes.
There's a much more simple solution to this. Elise Bennett makes a great run. You have Minas with a fantastic ball through, but she attempts to really strike through this and keep it high, but that entire left-hand side is wide open. Can she just place that by Tynan on the floor?
It seems so obvious. It seems so obvious from up here, from what we saw. That run into the area, she was one-on-one with Tynan. Should have just stroked it into the far corner, but she decided otherwise, and then wanted a corner that the referee said you're not getting.
Yeah, she went for power in an instance that could have just required a bit of finesse, and playing it on the ground doesn't always need to be struck so hard. But it happens. We've seen Elise Bennett convert chances like that.
Now at the other end, Filippo. Is that one going to count? It is. And another Montrealer comes home. And this time the goal will stand. Karpenko forced to pull the ball out of the back of the net. Montreal gave it away, and you can't give it away to just De Filippo.
Fourth goal of the season for De Filippo. She's somebody that has had such a bright season so far, but she's always in the right spot. She does what she needs to do defensively, and then she goes and executes offensively. Her and Abdu with a fun little partnership up there, but she strikes it so well past Karpenko, laces down, chest over top of the ball, and is able to keep that down and place it exactly where it needed to be.
I think that might have changed the tone of the halftime team talk.
I think so, Nigel. You're right.
Well, I think you could make a really good argument. I'll come back to that thought in a moment. As Badu, tame shot. You could make a really good argument to say both those goals were born of defensive errors.
They were, and that's what happens when you put out a great defensive performance sometimes. You have to be able to pounce on the mistakes of your opponent. As I said, when they played Toronto, they didn't do that. They didn't pounce on the many mistakes that they were able to create chances out of. So today, they're able to finally get one in the back of the net.
Just De Filippo, as you rightly say, fourth goal of the season. And she rarely misses when given those sorts of opportunities. That almost got over the top to Abdu. Important header from Capadonna, who's in the action again here, and decides to clear long. So all square as we approach half-time. Couple of minutes left in the first half. There will be at least a couple of minutes to add for the hydration break. And suddenly Vancouver Eyes have their collective tails up, having finally got back on level terms. Whittaker looking over her shoulder to make sure that the defense is properly set. Okamoto with the ball into the area, didn't quite find, but it's going to find Longhurst. Not from outside the box from Josie Longhurst, but a little high and a little wide.
Well, Montreal needing better defensive awareness here. There's no reason for Longhurst to be wide open. You see Minas react there, trying to get over Longhurst thankfully not able to keep that on goal for Montreal, but it's a good opportunity.
Just suddenly the tide has turned in the last 5 minutes. Preceded by the goal. Longhurst, I mean, it was a fair way out. But once again had a clear side of goal. Bennett's offside. I beg your pardon, it's Boychuk.
There's also something to note in the fact that we have seen some more dangerous chances from Montreal. They haven't been able to convert, and then now you have Vancouver back in the match with that great opportunity that DiFilippo was able to find the back of the net with. But that's why you have to finish your chances. If Bennett is able to finish her chance, if there's some earlier chances that they're able to convert, now it's harder for Vancouver to get back in the game. So can you be more clinical? Can you find the clinical edge that's needed? And can you execute in the final third when necessary?
Boychuk making her way forward, looking for that pass for Bennett, finds her, surrounded by black shirts. But there are still possibilities across the face of goal. Tynan got something on it. Yeka and her goalkeeper just about did enough.
See Badu with this cutback. It's well done. It deflects off of Yeka. I know she's thankful that Tynan came to play today.
She wasn't expecting it, but you need to be agile as a goalkeeper, expect the unexpected, and credit to Tynan, got really down to her left-hand side.
But I also want to point out the importance of that ball from Badu. She cuts it back into the correct area, and that leaves Yeka in a bit of a strange situation. She's trying to track back. It ends up deflecting off of her, and she's facing her own goal. Very difficult as a defender to get those out of the danger zone when you're facing your own goal, and it's struck with pace in the right spot. So it's well done from Badu as well.
Bennett makes her way forward, pursued by Pante. Pante thinks she's won it. It's going to be a Montreal ball. As you can see, we are in stoppage time, a minimum of 4 minutes to add at the end of this first half. Boychuk on her way over. We'll probably leave it for Pacan, and does so. Usually the architect of the set pieces, Noémie Pacan. Badu making a nuisance of herself. Pacan's going to lead it. And Bilbao will take responsibility for the set piece. Is there an opportunity late in the half for the Roses to restore the lead, cross the face of the 6-yard box? It's not clear yet. That'll slice away. Did it go out of play? Did not. But the Roses pick up the loose ball. Sauvé. And still plenty forward for the home team. Need to hold the run to stay onside. Edge of the area. Charge down Yeka, decisive clearance. Back for Sauvé, under pressure from Abdou. Sauvé did well. Now Seto. Just over a minute till the break. Nobody wants to make a mistake now, but it'll be a Montreal free kick in an interesting position. Challenge on Badu from Yeka.
Can they create something dangerous out of this? As you said, this is not a terrible area to have a free kick. Can they get something in there to be able to challenge Tynan?
Tynan constructing the wall, making sure everybody is switched on, and picking up a potential attacker. Sometimes defenders don't listen to the goalkeeper, and they really, really should. Into the area it goes again. It's cleared everybody, and behind for a goal kick.
Spoken like a true goalkeeper, Nigel.
That's right.
But from that sort of space, you want the type of ball that's really going to be in that challenging area. Does the goalkeeper come out? Do they stay? Can you drop it to the top of the 6 in that penalty area so that those runners can crash? It's also difficult as a defender to, as I said, if you're running towards your own goal. So that would have been the perfect area to drop that ball in.
We played the additional 4 minutes, just a matter of seconds remaining in the first half in Laval. And Anne-Marie Canwell blows her whistle, and we reach the half-time. Jess, all square at 1-1.
I think Montreal, for the most part, was the better team of that first half, but I also think that they have to be more clinical still, and I think that Vancouver, we saw really bright moments from them, really bright spots, and we saw that DeFilippo was able to convert when it mattered, so now we're all even heading into the second half.
Badu giving Montreal the lead. DeFilippo equalising in the last 5 minutes of the first half at Stade Boreal. It's 1-1 at half-time.
Again, back-to-back opportunities. On the bright side, there's no mistake. A rocket into the back of the light. I'm losing my sight. I'm keeping it burning. I'm hard on ice. I'm climbing the high-rise. I'm sick of this hype.
One of my big overarching goals is to obviously win with Montreal, but by playing good soccer at the same time. So obviously we want to win, but I want to do it with some fun, and I want to do it with a good attitude. And I think at the Roses we have that. I think our values are so crisp and clear, and I'm gonna say I think it's a great season we have ahead of us. When the Roses first started up, they asked if I would want to play for the Roses, and I had this other opportunity in Sweden, so I took that opportunity. But it was always in the back of my mind, because I was like, I'm from Montreal, I've never seen a professional league happen, so I figured like my 10-year-old self would be screaming at me that I should be taking that. So I'm so grateful I came home, and now when I play, I look around and I see my friends and my family in the stands, and it's been so different, making eye contact with my mom for the first time in so long. So yeah, it's been truly a blessing.
I think Chloe's work rate is crazy. Like, she's somebody who's gonna work all the time in a positive way. I don't really see her whine about anything on the field. She's always positive. So I think she's this force that's maybe less vocal, but in the way she acts and in the way she stands as a professional, I think it's just what shows. And I was recently talking with Robert, and I said, I think Chloe's like, she's gonna be our next leader. Like, she's somebody who showcases a lot of qualities that you see in a leader. So I think I'm just happy for her, because I know what it means for her to play at home, and I think that this year's gonna be great, yeah, for her.
It's so different having my family be close to me, because for so long I was playing in the States, and for so long I was away from home. So now it's truly a blessing to be able to play for them. And every day I wake up, I'm like, wow, I am so lucky to be playing for the Roses.
Huh. We've already got tons of WestJet points.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should we?
I'm booking it.
Your next travel story is waiting. Make it happen with the all-new WestJet Rewards.
Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
Half-time at Stade Boreal. It's week 11 of the Northern Super League, presented by BMO, the official bank of the NSL. There's been plenty to talk about in that first half. We've had goals, we've had near misses, we've had penalty appeals. Shall we get to it?
I think we should.
I think we should. Let's show you some of those best moments in the first 45 minutes in Laval. Vancouver Rise looking to get back to winning ways, as do Montreal Roses. Early opportunity for Anaya Sulabi, just overran it on that occasion.
But we saw a few moments where they had success with those through balls, and Ularbi, just that touch, just getting away from her. It was a great opportunity. It was a great ball through.
Might have been a penalty appeal here. Well, there were penalty appeals. The referee gave nothing. right there. Now, did it come off the elbow of Jess DiFilippo? This is a better angle, Jess. I'm still not sure.
It does look like it's elbow height. I also do see the motion of her swinging towards the ball. For me, it does look like a penalty, but as I said, it could go either way. A little difficult to tell.
Perot, first start of the season, had an opportunity on that far side, took the shot on, probably had better options inside her, and the game remained goalless at that particular time. So Jamie Perot's opportunity came and went. Then Montreal finally got themselves in front.
And this is about hard work, and this is about reading what needs to be done, because Surayeka took way too long to be able to contest that ball. Badu did everything she needed to do, wins the ball off the bounce, takes a touch, and strikes it into the back of the net. You see here, wins that first ball, and then boom, nice little side volley into the back of the net. But Vancouver needs to tighten it up here. There's no reason that ball should be bouncing in the box, and then there's no reason that they shouldn't contest the bounce the second it hits the ground.
Vancouver thought they were level with this move with DiFilippo and Abdu, and it fell for Ulabi, who thought she'd scored her third goal in as many games, but denied by the offside flag on her return to Montreal. So Montreal still in charge and still in front, and they should have been 2 up by this stage.
Look, if there's anybody I want the ball to fall to in these moments, it's Elise Bennett, but she just comes up short here. There's a much easier option for her to just play that by Tynan to the left. The entire left side is open, but she opts for power and ends up skying it over top of the bar.
So a chance to go 2 up didn't happen, and Montreal were made to pay, and they made a meal of clearing this, and you don't want it to fall to Jess DiFilippo, because she'll do that. And last 5 minutes of the first half, DiFilippo with her 4th goal of the season, Jess.
Capadonna got caught quite a few times taking too long on the ball. You see Abdu and DiFilippo, they're always ready to pounce, and that's exactly what they did. It's a great finish from DiFilippo.
So 1-1 at half-time. Here are the main stats. Plenty of opportunities at either end of the field in terms of goal attempts and shots on target, just edged by the Roses, but I mean it could be 3-2 at half-time. 4 corners for the home team and 1 yellow card for Charlotte Bilbao. So those are the main stats at half-time. Warm day, t-shirts and shorts, order of the day in Laval, all square, Stade Boreal.
She's got a lot of pace. The shot! And it's in! Latifa Abdu, that rocket!
Your mid-season mood lit up the group chat. What's the hardest part about walking into a new locker room mid-season?
The hardest part is just adapting to everything. We had a game that weekend, so I had a lot to learn. I was in Anya's office, our coach, trying to learn like every single detail of the tactics, and also just getting to know my teammates, like how they are. They were just so welcoming to me.
What do you like about the culture of the Vancouver Rise?
The winning mentality. Your environment, it influences you. So being in an environment where everybody wants to win, we want the best for each other, that's really like what the mentality is like there.
Cuts it back, Abdu! Talking of braces, Abdu's got 2.
You finished 3rd in the Golden Boot race. Does that motivate you heading into this season?
I'm happy to be in the top 3, but what I'm really happy about is that my team won. You know, we're champions, and if my team wins, that's the biggest gift that a player can have.
How did you find your on-field role was maybe a bit different in Vancouver than in Montreal?
My role was maybe different in the sense that the tactics were different. Anya, she has tactics that we need to follow defensively, offensively, but in between those lines, she lets me do what I want. Like, that's when I feel like I'm at my best.
1, 2, 3!
Yeah, I think she's like a really exciting presence up top. Like she adds a lot of energy.
I wouldn't even know what to do when I celebrate a goal, but she looks like so sick.
She does. She has like an aura about her.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so cool.
I'm a fiery person on the field. Without all of that energy and fireness in me, like I would not be the player that I am.
How do you stop Latifa Abdu?
I will be satisfied this season if my team truly believes and sees that I gave my everything.
A double-header coming your way tomorrow in the Northern Super League in Week 11. Firstly, we're in the nation's capital for first against last, the Ottawa Rapid against the Calgary Wild. Still searching for their first win of the season. Might it come tomorrow at TD Place at 2 p.m. Eastern. Then, an hour later, we're down east at the Wanderers grounds for Halifax Tides against AFC Toronto. That promises to be quite some battle, and it might well feature the subject of our halftime feature, the Halifax Tides veteran Korean international Cho So-hyun.
Cho, she's a player that comes in with great experience. It's almost like having another coach out on the field because of all that experience and her technicality, her high IQ.
You've had such a good career. Why did you want to come to this league?
I've been opportunity to play in many different countries, and I'm always looking for new challenges. For football, I think the league is quite demanding physically. It's an exciting project with a lot of potential, so I think it's a good decision.
Cho So-hyun! Oh, Dipsy Doodle Dandy, yeah!
What can fans expect to see from your game?
I'm a player who likes to connect the team. I just wanted to show my leadership, share my experience.
She just has all this experience that like what professionalism should look like. And those are the things that we take as a new league and a new team.
Guys on three, 1, 2, 3!
You've played for your country a staggering number of times.
It's something I'm proud of. I think Korean players are known for hard work.
I'm like, oh, okay, so what was your experience playing like here? She's like, oh, I actually played there and here and here and here, and I went to 3 World Cups. And I'm like, that's like crazy.
Is it true that you eventually want to become a general manager one day, that's a goal for you?
Yeah, I'd love to work as a general manager in South Korea. I wanted to learn team building and help my country and share my experience from here.
The vocal part of it is coming, but even just to see the way that she acts and the way she carries herself is huge for us to learn from.
Welcome on board our new Triangle Rewards and WestJet Rewards partnership.
Prior to earning, ensure your accounts are securely linked. In the event you shop or fly with us, earn Canadian Tire money and WestJet points on all eligible purchases. Breathe normally and secure your own rewards before assisting others. Take a moment to locate where you can spend once and earn twice. Link today and watch your rewards take off.
This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick. Oh, what a goal! And emotion overflows.
Watching dough rise always fills me with inspiration.
Don't ever look at my savings account. The dough doesn't rise.
BMO has 2 simple ingredients to make your savings rise. Great interest rates and no monthly fees.
Yeah, that would do it all right.
Plus, get a cash bonus for opening a checking and savings account.
So BMO helps your savings grow bigger faster.
Like a triple dose of yeast.
You're hired.
What? No, I wasn't looking for it.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
BMO.
Very warm welcome back to Stade Boreal in Laval for the second half. This Week 11 match between Montreal Roses, Vancouver Rise, and the home team have made a couple of changes. That is Olivia Mbala, who has come on for Lucy Capadona, the heart of the defence, and Laurie Thibault is on as well in place of Chloe Minas in midfield. So 2 changes for the home team at half-time. Does that surprise you, Jess?
You know, it's not often that you're seeing a coach switch out their center back at halftime, but I do think that Capodona struggled a little bit in that first half, so Mbala really does have to come out and be aware of what she's up against. I know she is familiar with Abdu as well as DeFilippo, so just knowing what she's up against and being able to move that ball quicker and with pace amongst this back line, because that is what they struggled with in the first half.
No changes for the Vancouver Rise, who are attacking the goal to your right in this second half. Two teams have been a little off colour recently. Montreal winless in their last 4. Vancouver Rise, the champions, haven't won in their last 3 games, 1 draw and 2 losses. Indeed, Vancouver's last win was right here, at the end of May, 3-2 ding-dong battle against the Montreal Roses, but they've only scored 3 goals in their last 3 games coming into this particular fixture, so they will have been encouraged to get on the scoreboard before halftime.
Yeah, you see the Roses players just looking for Abdu to pick up a caution as she kicks that into the back of the net after the whistle's already blown.
Well, if you waste time and delay the restart, that's perfectly good reason.
That normally is a booking from what I've seen, but she gets away with it.
Megan Sauvé into enemy territory, trying to find Elise Bennett, does so successfully. Bennett scored twice against Vancouver already this season, and the joint leading scorer in the league. Here goes Bennett again alongside DB Pridham of the Ottawa Rapid, pokes towards goal. Not easy enough for Kirsten Tynan, reminding you, making her season debut for the Rise. 24-year-old from North Vancouver. Suriyaka marshalling that back 3 for the Rise. Okamoto, the Japanese defender, to her right, and the Australian Tori Tumeth to her left. Plays it long. Picked up by Longhurst, had that opportunity late in the first half, couldn't take it. Bilbao stretching, turned over, and DeFilippo, who pouched her 4th of the season 3 minutes before the break.
You saw DeFilippo drop into that central area there to occupy that space, but it was wide open, and that's where, you know, we spoke about Bout and Longhurst playing alongside each other and having big shoes to fill. They have to be aware of their spacing and what space not to give the Roses, because the Roses are a team that do have a very talented midfield that can create and build from there.
Wasn't the most convincing clearance from Tynan. Bennett trying to create some space, forced a little wide. Yeka gives chase. Bennett holds on to the ball for the time being. Finds Whitaker. And now Sauvé trying to go around the outside.
Well defended from Perot.
It will be a corner for Montreal.
You saw Bennett, she looks up, she recognizes that she doesn't necessarily have the ability to go for goal in that moment, and also recognizes there isn't many runners in the box, so she tries to buy some time.
Charlotte Bilbao will take the set piece, trying to curl it in under the crossbar. Header was there, but it was off target and behind for a goal kick. Well, I think had the opportunity, rose highest, got a head on it, but couldn't find the target. Yeka for Okamoto. Seen her play on the left-hand side. I'm a little surprised that she's playing as the right centre-back, and here Tori Tumeth is on the left-hand side, but I'm absolutely certain that Anja Heine-Muller knows what she's doing. Sauvé, touch inside. Bilbao, and the give and go will work with Seto. Fancy footwork from the goal scorer Badu. And Bennett in behind, can't keep it in play. Good idea, just a little too much on the ball. Bennett couldn't wrap her foot around it.
See a bit of frustration in Bennett's face. She's been running quite a bit today. We've seen a couple through balls, and she's been working so hard defensively. She's been doing everything that you can ask for from a number 9. She's been applying that pressure and pouncing when necessary on the center backs, applying pressure to Tynan as well.
Five minutes gone in the second half. Reminding you it is a warm day, to put it mildly, in Laval. We will have a hydration break midway through this second half or thereabouts. Paquin has got some room to corral the ball and come inside Becker, and then took the shot on. We've seen her do it before, but it was always rising, just leant back a little bit, couldn't test the keeper.
Can she be more precise in those moments? And of course, it's going to happen. You're going to mess up at times. She does well here. She slows her pace down, and then she changes pace to go by Surayeka before she can set her feet. Doesn't look to cross the ball, likes her chances, but as you said, Nigel, she leans back and gets underneath that ball and ends up getting it over top of the bar.
Good forward press from Montreal as they try to disrupt Vancouver's attempts to play out. Badu is penalised. So free kick for the visitors. Tumouth decides playing out will not work on this occasion. Knocks it forward, finds Abdou, who in turn finds Perrault. Whittaker was there to cover. Waits for Okamoto to arrive to take the throw. Over the top by Filippo. Whittaker can let that run behind and does so.
Well read from the Roses. You see them drop off and not allow that ball over the top. It's the area that the Vancouver Rise has really thrived in their last match as well as this match, but looking for those little through balls, looking for those slip balls, and liking their chances when they have players like De Filippo, like Abdou up top to be able to make that run.
Talking of making runs, here comes Bennett again, going to have a better chance. Buries it this time. Yes, indeed, a sharpshooter if ever there was one, and a celebration to go with it. Bennett, 7th of the season. It was route 1, but my goodness, it was effective. And the Roses are back in front, 2-1.
It's well done and it's well deserved. She's been putting in a shift so far this matchup. She does exactly what she needed to do, and we spoke about the chance earlier in the first half, Nigel, but she does not make that mistake again. You see her spin out there, get on the other side of Surayeka, and continue to drive forward and pick out that corner so beautifully. That's really well done, showcasing why she is one of the top scorers in this league, and she's most definitely a force.
Well finished. Yeka did her best to push her as wide as she could, but Bennett was always goal side, and there was only one thing in her mind, and this time she did pick out the corner and leads the NSL in the goal scoring chance with 7 so far this season. I think the crowd got the message. So Montreal lead for the second time, asking the questions of the Vancouver Rise. Can they respond for a second time, as they had to do the last time they were here? They ended up winning that game by 3-2, with De Filippo scoring the winner with 4 minutes remaining. So don't change the channel just yet, because I've got a feeling that we haven't seen the last of the goal scoring.
And those 1v1 battles and taking advantage and really going at this Vancouver back line is something that Coach Russ Toyu mentioned he wanted from his team. He liked their chances. He wanted to see his players have that bravery and that tenacity to just really go at this back line.
Perrault forced backwards to Okamoto. Does well to go round Pakan. Okamoto, well, worth a try. Karpenko saw it coming, solidly behind it.
It's worth a try, but can she decide whether or not that's a shot? If it's a shot, there needs to be a little bit more in it. If it's a cross, she needs to be able to pull it out a little further to give her teammates an opportunity to get on it.
Abdu trying to turn the corner, finds De Filippo, then gave it away to Pakan, and the counter-attack is on again. And Bennett and Tynan judged it to perfection. Thought about coming, and then decided that the ball would indeed run all the way through. Now Tynan is complaining about the proximity of Bennett, and the American striker is getting a talking to from the referee. Don't do it again, says Anne-Marie Canwell. Let's all calm down. She can still smile about it. She'll still be smiling if her goal proves to be the winner. But there's a long way to go yet, Jess.
There certainly is, and I think that as we've seen, you can't really count anyone out in this matchup. There's opportunities that have been created on both sides. Montreal has been the stronger side throughout the entirety of the match, in my opinion, so far, but I still think that they're a team that can be more clinical, and obviously Elise Bennett is proving that, able to get that second goal. Vancouver creating more and more chances with that ability to play the ball in behind, but can they equalize this matchup and potentially take the lead? I guess we'll see.
That's the reason for the stoppage, Jessica De Filippo, and that's a worrying sign. Just tending to her left knee by the looks of it. The medical staff and the stretcher bearers are on their way. Well, this would be a huge loss if De Filippo can't continue, which is why everybody's taking an impromptu hydration break. We will have an official one later in the half, but this is a concerning sign, Jess.
And you can see it here, just the way, I believe it's that she lands or potentially twists, but she reaches for that ball as the bounce just gets slightly away from her, but she does look to be walking all right, which is a great sign, and she didn't need to use that stretcher that was brought out for her.
Movement though on the bench for the Vancouver Rise. Remains to be seen whether De Filippo's day is done. We'll see. Well, she looks like she's just trotting to see whether she can run it off. Clearly some sort of issue with her knee with that last challenge. And this is the moment when coaches earn their corn, because if she can't continue, then Vancouver need somebody else up front who can do the job. Doesn't look like it, does it? De Filippo being led away. I think her day is done. And the Rise are going to be forced to make a change. In the meantime, they are temporarily down to 10 because the substitution, if that happens, has yet to be made. So 11 v 10 in favour of Montreal. And De Filippo has left the pitch apparently for the last time. Not yet confirmed. Bout going to find some support on that far side. Rose is determined that that doesn't happen. All the way back to Karpenko on the edge of her area. Finds her captain, Megan Sauvé. Bala. We're hearing there are 2 changes imminent for the Vancouver Rise. One of them would have to be a replacement, you would think, for De Filippo. But Pakan continues. Those can't be made, changes can't be made until there is a natural stoppage in play. And right now, Montreal have a player advantage. Here is Bilbao, looking for the early ball forward on that far side. Ball out of play and behind for a goal kick. Now they can make the changes now. And it's going to be Kennedy Faulkner who will come on in a defensive capacity, you would think. So Kennedy, Faulkner coming on, Bilbao is off, and Bouchard is on. It's Mara Bouchard on for Montreal in midfield. Filippo and Pante make way for Lee and Faulkner. Faulkner, natural centre-back, Mariah Lee, natural centre-forward. Had limited opportunities this season, Mariah Lee, but she's got half an hour now to make a difference.
Well, we've also seen that versatility of hers to be able to play across that front line, whether that's out wide or that is in the 9 and in the central role. She is somebody that has a lot of pace, so what we've seen with the Rise today and their success of playing those through balls, potentially she is the difference maker. Maybe she's the player that's able to get on the end of one of those, because her pace, my goodness, it is not one that you want to play against.
Whittaker saves it, crosses it. Bennett trying to get there. And Kennedy Faulkner, first touch, did just enough to put Bennett off, so she couldn't get any power on the header.
Well, and to your point, Nigel, it looks like such a clear-cut chance, but that's also why there's importance in the pace of the cross. When you whip a ball in, it makes it a lot easier to deflect it and just to get your head and get your head on it and put it on frame as a player in the box. When they're a little bit lofted, it's difficult at times to really get enough power to test the goalkeeper and find the back of the net.
Perot. Tynan clears long again. Perhaps they've abandoned the practice of playing their way out from the back. After all, the Rise are trailing by 2-1. And there's room again down this right-hand side.
It's a great build-up play.
Just come on. Pacan lingering on the edge of the area. Now can they play it right here? It's come all the way back to Hayley Whittaker. And Montreal prepared to keep ball for the time being. Then it's swung into the box. And Okamoto, I think, got the last touch. It will be a corner, as pointed out by Evelyn Badu.
It's another opportunity for the Roses to potentially make that 2-3. They have quite a few targets in the box that are dangerous and that the Rise needs to be aware of. And that's in players like Bennett, that's in players like a Boychuk, that's in players like Seto.
6 corners to 0 in favour of the home team. Can they make this one count? It's Pacan to deliver from that far side. Plenty in and around the 6-yard box to aim for. Bouchard just lingering with intent on the edge of the area. Mbala well forward. Seto well forward as well. Badu making a nuisance of herself. And Tynan as Pacan delivers. Tynan got a hand on it. It's bobbling around, and Tynan in the end just sees enough of it to cover up.
You see this delivery into the box from Pacan. It lands right where the chaos is. Tynan gets a hand on it. And then you see the Roses struggling to just get somebody and something on that ball. In the end, Tynan's able to wrap it up and not to allow the Roses to create anything too dangerous. Quite a confident performance we've seen from Tynan, and we spoke about the fact that she hasn't really been the #1 in the last 2 years, but she steps into this role. She really looks comfortable. She looks confident to be able to, boss some people around, which is a goalkeeper's job, as you would know, Nigel. But really confident coming out and owning her box.
And to be fair, she had virtually no chance with either of the goals. Badu's shot and then Bennett's strike in the second half, both well placed into the corner. And when you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, believe me, the goal is a really wide piece of real estate. Through to Tynan again. She'll only be naturally disappointed. But when these opportunities come along, especially when you're a keeper, because there's only one at a time, you've got to try and take them, impose yourself, be on point with your defenders. She never know when the next opportunity might come along. Vancouver trying to get it away from Tynan up the other end of the field. Here's Perreault. Tumouth. Given away again cheaply. Done it more than once, unfortunately. Roses back in possession. Sauvé, left-footed, trying to find Bennett, didn't quite get there. Longhurst brings it away. Lee under pressure. Under too much pressure, as it turns out.
And just to point out, if you look up right now, look at where Evelyn Badu is. She's wide open in that space. No one with the awareness to tuck in, just leaving her wide open in that half space to freely roam as she pleases, and that's where they're going to get themselves in trouble. The Rise, they have to have more defensive awareness, especially when they are attacking in those transitional moments, right? That transitional piece has to be there as well.
Chip forward, meant for Paquin, just a little too much on it. There is Evelyn Badu, one of the new faces in the NSL this season. Now 2 goals under her belt. Bennett trying to close down. That's what can happen when you try and play your way out. It will be Vancouver ball, but players looking around, looking at each other, wondering where that flow is. Very much a feature of the modern game, but you've all got to be on the same page. Whittaker reacted quickly. Thibault trying to tee it up on the edge of the area for Badu. My goodness me, hit that one out. Oh, that's quite exceptional. Evelyn Badu, I don't think she'll ever score a better goal. Tynan never saw it. It almost took the net off its stanchions. The Roses lead 3-1.
What a goal. We've seen Badu come alive in the final third, but just a bit of cheekiness here. She flicks it up to herself and strikes this so well. Side volley, bar down. Bar down beauty for sure. What a fantastic goal. Just really showcasing her skill set there, Evelyn Badu. My goodness.
The celebration to match. That's where they signed her. Evelyn Badu. She's 23 years of age, has played in her native Ghana, she's played in Norway and France as well, and now making an impact in the Northern Super League in Canada. Goodness me, that was a rocket. Just caught it absolutely perfectly on the half volley, having, as you said, cleverly just teed it up for herself.
But when you look at it from the flip side as well, Nigel, the defensive effort was not where it needed to be. There's no reason that she should be able to flick that ball up to herself and then strike it out of the air without anybody contesting it or attempting to block it. So it has to be cleaner from Vancouver. They need to be tighter, less time on the ball for the Roses.
2 on the day, 3 for the season for Badu. Having scored 2, you can bet, as Paquin's shot is charged down, that she's thinking hat-trick. Two-goal cushion for the Roses. After 4 games without a win, they are set fair with a little over 20 minutes to play. Sauvé chips it forward, Bennett's onto it quickly. Forced out, but only as far as Whittaker. Cross across, back post, there's another. Boychuk, 4-1, and probably, very probably, game over in Laval.
We've spoken about the quality that the Roses have, and they are putting it on full display. Can they be clinical? That was the question heading into this one, and they have shown us, Nigel, that they most certainly can be. Tanya Boychuk with a greatly timed run and an even better finish. No hesitation from her, and we'll see it here. At least Bennett also holding this ball up, plays it back to Whittaker, who puts a fantastic ball across, and again, well-timed run, just out of the air from Boychuk. one touch into the back of the net. Tynan doesn't stand a chance.
Fine volley from a fine player, the pride of Edmonton. And Tanya Boychuk celebrates her 5th goal of the season.
You see Boychuk with her hand in the air. She has a 5 up and she's saying the next 5, let's go, because that is the most important part. After the goal is scored, that next 5 minutes can really change the momentum. So can they stay on this? Can they continue to have momentum in their favor and use these 4 goals as, you know, a bit of a, momentum, right? They want that. But can Vancouver turn it around in the 5 minutes? Because it is possible. You never know.
Anything's possible in this game, including the need to change the footwear as far as Kirsten Tynan is concerned. Well, there may well be no way back for Anja Heine-Muller's team now. But what a finish by Tanya Boychuk. Asked to play a different role today by Robert Rossitio. But it doesn't stop her getting in on the goal action.
It's also her 5th of the season, so she's definitely shown us that she can find the back of the net, and we know that she can contribute to the attack time and time again, no matter where she is.
And Boychuk's goal coincides with the second half hydration break presented by Powerade. Well, flurry of activity and goals in the last few moments have turned the tide decisively in favour of the Montreal Roses. We may have time to just review some of that action. Well, let's go here. Bennett, left-footed, route 1, doesn't miss. 6 for the season for Elise Bennett. By Badu. Talking of Badu, how about this for a finish? Goodness me.
One of my favorite things is the celebrations.
Terrific stuff. Evelyn Badu, 2 on the day. Allowed the time to tee it up for herself to turn and then smash it in on the half volley. That was 3-1. Bennett scoring as well, and then a moment ago, the 4th and surely decisive goal as Bennett makes her way off to be replaced by Claire Moniard. There she is, Moniard, attacking midfielder. Boychuk. Jodin Wright is going to come on for the Vancouver Rise. Natural defender will replace Sarah Yeka at the heart of that back line. And Okamoto is coming off as well. So Okamoto, indeed, there was a slight change of heart at the end. Anyway, Okamoto is off, Jodin Wright is on for this last, well, let's say 20 minutes when you add the stoppage time. But in truth, Jess, it may not make much difference with a 3-goal deficit. I mean, it's the proverbial mountain to climb now for Vancouver.
Yeah, it definitely is. And well, I wasn't sure if something was going to come of that, as we've seen them create sometimes something out of nothing. So, but just to continue my thought, yeah, it's most definitely going to be an uphill battle for them right now. It's not easy to come back from, you know, a 4-1. But I think that this is a team that has to drive right to the end. It's about, as we spoke about, the word of the day was consistency for the Rise. Can they be consistent in their effort? Can they bring a great effort from this point on and not give up, leave it all out there? Because that's all you can do at this point.
Well, wear your colours loud and proud. Yes, I said loud and proud. Why not get your hands on a limited edition NSL Pride t-shirt at shop.nsl.ca. You got the info, go and get one. Jodin Wright on as a substitute for the Vancouver Rise. They were all square at half-time, but the last 20 minutes or so has turned the tide decisively in favour of the Roses, whose 4-game winless streak seems certain to come to an end, barring a minor miracle. But you've got to play to the whistle, you've got to play to the end. If Vancouver will manage, if they could get one back, that would lift the spirits, it would lift the confidence, and maybe there would just be a sliver of hope for them. And of course, on the other side, Montreal cannot afford to get complacent. They've got to play through.
And so far, we are not really seeing that complacency shine through, because they are a team that has the right mentality. We've seen that from them. And even in the last matchup, when things weren't going their way, they stuck in it. Their mentality was there for the final moment. So, yeah, it's not typically in Montreal's character to let off despite them being ahead.
Faulkner gets us underway again as Vancouver look to get a shot on target in the second half. Something, as you can see from that graphic, they have not managed for the second week running. Didn't do it against Toronto last week, as Jess was telling you earlier in the game, and haven't managed an attempt on target in the second half. That certainly does not need to become a trend for them.
No, I don't think that they want that to become a trend. So can they get something out of this?
Well, Ulabi scored a fantastic free kick last week. Decides to find Abdu. Shot charged down. Still alive. Good save. Finally, Karpenko is called into action. Had to react smartly down to her left-hand side. First shot was charged down.
You see Bout just strike that and really test Karpenko. Karpenko coming up big and keeping that ball out of the back of the net.
Well, now they do have a shot on target in the second half. But Karpenko was equal to the Bout shot. They do have a corner. You get the feeling they need to profit from this. Ulabi will deliver. This is the initial headers. Abdu trying to keep it alive. Forced round the outside. Nobody threw themselves at it. It went all the way across the 6-yard box as the two 12s come together. Boychuk wins that little duel against Wright. Boychuk bangs it forward up towards halfway. Was looking for Pacan, who then fouled her opponent while trying to gather it in. And Faulkner picks herself up. Ulabi will take the free kick. So into the area it goes. It's underneath it. Montreal deal with it initially, and then it might yet go into the back of the net, and the referee decides there's a foul on the goalkeeper, and Karpenko does just enough to keep Vancouver out. But my goodness, heads and hearts in mouths for a moment. Here's an historic moment. Latifa Abdu is going to come off, and we're going to see the introduction of 16-year-old Mila Waswick for the Vancouver Rise. From Langley, BC. 5'10", tall, fast player. She's naturally a centre-back, Mila Waswick. We'll see where she fits in. But welcome to the NSL. Well, she'll just have to wait a moment for that proud moment, because according to the new rules, when you're substituted, you have to get off within 10 seconds, and if you don't, that looks like a handball, then the substitute cannot come on for another further minute or until the ball goes dead, which it now has, because the shot was just too high from Jory Thibault. Finally, Abdu makes her way off. Out of consolation from her head coach. And now, finally, 16-year-old Miley Iwaswick will get her moment, or will she? Well, apparently 60 seconds has not elapsed. So Iwaswick, her entry into the NSL, will have to wait a little longer. Finally, welcome to the NSL, Miley Iwaswick from Langley, BC. Certain defending from Vancouver, not for the first time. Hands it over to Montreal, then a misplaced pass. Looks to me like Iwaswick's gone upfield. She's offside.
Well, we've certainly seen that energy defensively. Montreal continuing to suffocate and apply pressure to the back line of Vancouver, causing them to cough it up.
Last 10 minutes at Stade Boreal. Montreal Roses have stretched their lead to 3 and are well set to end their winless run, which up until today is pegged at 4 games. Another young debutant is poised to make her Northern Super League debut. More about that in just a moment. Survey for Whittaker. Whittaker continues her run. Toomuth is tired, and Whittaker still full of running. Whittaker set up the third goal, wants to set up another one here. They will set up another one. Badu, hat-trick. Evelyn Badu, she was hunting the third. It's finally arrived with 8 minutes to play. A rarity in the Northern Super League. I believe it's just the third hat-trick in NSL history. It belongs to Evelyn Badu. 5-1 Montreal.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 for Badu today. And it's about being in the right place at the right time. And Haley Whittaker gets this ball across. Tynan gets a touch on it. Boychuk getting a shot off. Doesn't quite land. And then Badu's exactly where she needs to be. And is so clinical with the opportunity of the ball landing at her feet. You see it again. Just swings around and gets that into the back of the net.
All smiles for Evelyn Badu, who have made another historic change. They've withdrawn Haley Whittaker, and we're seeing the introduction of 16-year-old Melina Alexis, who is on the field wearing number 17. So you see another look, and there is Melina Alexis. Confirmation of the change. Montrealer, Canadian U17 player, Alexis, and also represented her country at the 2025 U17 Women's World Cup.
The enthusiasm of the announcer is what I need in my life. I need a hype man like that.
The drums were out as well to proclaim what is clearly going to be much wanted, much anticipated Montreal Roses victory amongst most of the fans at Stade Boreal. Everybody wants to make a noise, and why not? It's going to be an emphatic win for the Roses. For the Vancouver Rise, we have to say, it'll be back to the drawing board.
Yeah, they certainly need to clean some things up, and that comes down to both sides of the ball. I think that in the offensive half, they've struggled to be clinical and to create dangerous chances because of the decisions that they're making when they are in the right areas, and defensively just being more compact, having a bit more awareness of where they are in between within their lines and within their lines and between their lines. They just need to tighten it up, have a bit more of that attacking balance as well.
As you can see, Badu is getting some medical attention on halfway. She's either going to have to continue or come off, and the Roses have used all 5 of their substitutes. So Badu is led away to the far touchline, maybe for some running repairs, holding the top of that right thigh, so maybe a hamstring strain.
You did see her signal after her goal to be subbed off and read her lips, and she just said, "I can't." It looks like she's in a bit of discomfort, as you said, with that hamstring, but don't believe she's going to come off. As you said, there's no more subs left to be made, and the clock is winding down, so I think she might just stick it out and play the rest of this match.
She's been waved back on by the referee, so she may be, as you can see, she is limping just a little, and I would imagine she will be little more than a passenger for the remaining 4 or 5 minutes, but I think it's fair to say that Evelyn Badu has done her job today.
That is most definitely one way to put it.
Meanwhile, at the other end, opportunity almost fell for the substitute, Iwaswick, who we were told is a central defender, but was thrown in as a centre forward. She's a tall player, 5'10". She's just 16 years of age. Maybe her moment will come as well, albeit in defeat, as it will surely be for the Vancouver Rise today. Tumouth knocks it forward. Suggestion of handball, spotted by the referee. Tumouth, the Australian, quick to get on with it. Lee will chase it down. Did she win the ball? She did. It is a throw, not a corner, I believe. The referee's spotted something else here before Tumouth gets to take the throw in. And, well, Badu is down again and clearly unable to continue. So, not even a passenger, and she will be helped away after an historic moment. And listen to the applause for Evelyn Badu. Somewhat sympathetic because of the injury, but a fine hat-trick by the Ghanaian. I believe I'm right in saying it's the first hat-trick of 2026.
I do believe you're right.
So Montreal will indeed finish the game with only 10 players because they'd already used their available 5 substitutes, which should make little difference. And Badu receiving congratulations from her teammates. That second goal will live long in the memory.
It's quite a goal.
Karpenko underused in the second half, did have to make that one sharp save down to her left-hand side from Longhurst. But other than that, not too much to trouble her. Montreal looking for a 6th way to go. When they met early in the season, Montreal won by a full 4-goal margin. They're on target to do so again. Just kept in play. Moreau trying to put off the substitute. It's not convincing, the clearance. Yikes. And Longhurst, well, she was brave to block it, and I think she may have either got her toe stood on. She's not making a big meal of it. We are in the final minute of the 90. It's been a long, hot and fruitless day for the Vancouver Rise. Who Bouchard back for Seto.
Seeing the Roses just confidently keep this ball now, force the Rise to just chase to the final moments.
You're hearing there will be no additional time, and that might be something of a blessing for the Vancouver Rise. As we reach the 90-minute mark, we will play on for the time being, but surely only a few more seconds separate the Montreal Roses from a deserved victory. And Marie Canwell blows her final whistle. Loud cheers around Stade Boreal. Evelyn Badu, the hero of the hour, with a hat-trick. And Montreal Roses with a convincing victory over the champions, the Vancouver Rise.
It's a well-deserved win from the Roses. You don't score 5 goals on the day without doing something right, Nigel. So they were in the right places and they were executing when it was necessary. Fantastic day for them. I thought the second half they really came alive. In the first half they were the better team. They still struggled a little bit to be clinical when it mattered in the final third, but ultimately that second half they took it over and they did exactly what needed to be done. And Evelyn Badu, quite a day for her.
Quite a day. Started the day with 1 goal under her belt for 2026 and leaves the theatre with 4 for the season. Let's show you what she did and what an impact the Ghanaian had on this game. Opened the scoring for the Roses midway inside the first half with a crisp volley after the Vancouver defence allowed the ball to bounce not once, not twice. How about this for a finish? That's just poetry in motion from Evelyn Badu. Her second, and then late in the game, bobbling around, right place, right time. Tynan no chance, and a hat-trick for Badu, and leading the Montreal Roses to a comprehensive 5-1 victory over the Vancouver Rise, who flickered just before half-time with just DeFilippo, but in the end it was to no avail. 9 shots on target for the Roses, to just 4 of the Rise. Indeed, most of the stats in favour of the Roses, and as you said, just a deserved victory in Laval.
21 shots, 9 of those on target, but 5 of them in the back of the net. So that is what matters. And when you look at on the opposing side, only 8 shots for the Rise, 4 on target. So can they be more clinical? There's no reason that only 1 of those should be in the back of the net. Overall, a well-deserved win from the Roses.
Badu 19, 68, 84. Those are the minutes that count. Well, that'll cool her down on a hot day. Doing an interview and getting soaked as well. Yeah, everything's going right for Badu and for the Montreal Roses and their fans, who can celebrate a notable victory at Stade Boreal. Let's see how that affects the standings in week 11. And Montreal Roses, as I mentioned in our preamble to the game, putting the pressure on the leaders, the Ottawa Rapid. That their 5th win of the season, now just a point behind the Rapid, who play at home to the Calgary Wild tomorrow. Vancouver, the champions, yeah, they need things to sort out, don't they? They're outside the playoff zone. I mean, it's early in the season, but there is much to be done to right the Vancouver ship.
Really exciting day, Nigel. Really glad that we got to witness this. You see Chloe Minas, she's always somebody that brings the energy and just helps uplift this team, and she most certainly has a lot to be happy about today, as they all do. Really great day for them, and I think that they have a lot to be proud of.
Indeed, Minas leading the celebrations with the drum. There are 2 more games to come. They will follow tomorrow. First of all, we are in Ottawa, as the leaders, the Ottawa Rapid, face the team currently in 6th place, the Calgary Wild, looking for their first win of the season. That's TD Place Stadium tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you're down east, then make your way down to Halifax Tides against AFC Toronto. That promises to be a real humdinger. At the Wanderers grounds, that is at 3 p.m. Eastern, 4 Atlantic. We will bring you full coverage of both games. Of course, So plenty to play for in week 11 of the Northern Super League. Celebrations continue for the Montreal Roses, who wrap up a comprehensive victory over the Vancouver Rise. Their search for a win after 4 games winless has finally come to an end. On behalf of Jessica Lisi and our entire team, I'm Nigel Reid, and thanks so much for watching.